Hello and welcome to day 5 in our 10-part video series entitled Binge Drinking Unmasked. We're halfway there. Congratulations for staying the course and being 5 videos in. If you weren't serious about healing this, you would have been gone by now and you would have found another excuse or another thing to distract you, or another hypnosis video that was free to listen to on YouTube that would heal you. Right? If they healed you, then nobody would be binge drinking or have any problem because they'd listen to one of these bilingual videos that had subliminal hypnosis that would recode your brain and help you, and all you had to do is listen as you sleep. Yep. They don't work, but we covered that yesterday. So what are we talking about today? All right, how guilt and shame go hand in hand with the binge drinker. All right, what have we covered so far? In video 1, we covered what is a binge drinker. All right, so if you haven't watched that, make sure you watch that. It's a really important starting block. Video number 2, we discussed why and how you became a binge drinker. All right. Video number 3 was how do you control everything in your life, work, career, health, but you can't control stopping binge drinking. Video number 4 was why is other therapy, counseling, psychotherapy, CBT, AA, rehab, or even hypnosis, why hasn't that worked for you? Why do you continue to binge drink even though you've tried other methods? We address that. So that's everything we've covered so far. So it's really important that you watch all those videos and you make some notes about them as well, to kind of get you up to speed of where we are so far. So today is guilt and shame. Now, like I say, I've been doing this 25 years and I've worked with clients for every kind of problem you can imagine, but really specialised in working with females, successful professional females, aged between 27 and 57, who binge drink and who desperately want to stop. Okay. And something that I've noticed with working with literally thousands now, this is my 25 year in business, in helping people in practice, and a lot of the same patterns that I saw coming up over and over again with the A-type successful professional woman, was all these areas of success, really driven, usually doctors, dentists, realtors, lawyers, or solo entrepreneurs running their own businesses, like, you know, really successful, really driven, as I said, like really great traits. However, what I kept, the patterns that I kept seeing coming up over and over and over again, 25 years of doing this, were guilt and were shame. Okay. And the guilt was often for times for a mask. All right, that remember Sarah that we talked about before, that Sarah would wear, because again, all of her friends, her colleagues, perhaps family members would be like, oh, Sarah, she's got her shit together. I mean, she's white hot when it comes to business, her career. She's amazing mother, amazing wife, amazing girlfriend, fiance, really great health. She's doing a CrossFit, a yoga every day. She's got her ducks all lined up. Oh, I wish when I grew up I could be like Sarah, so driven, admired by many people in her world. However, there's this guilt. There's this guilt that Sarah has, and some people, the popular term is imposter syndrome, right? And it's like, yeah, even though I'm seen this way and I am quite successful, I feel like I'm an imposter. I'm not really this person that everyone thinks that I am, and I like to think I'm really successful in all these areas, but I'm just waiting for the shoe to slip, the boot to fall, so to speak. And I have this guilt. Or the guilt can come from, you know, I've had to put so much time in my career that I haven't started a family, or I haven't been able to spend as much time with my children that I want to, or my partner, because I've been so driven over here. Or guilt that, you know, I'm a great mother, great in business, but I feel guilty that I've not been able to adhere to a healthy regime in my life. All right, I'm guilty that people think I've got it all together, but I don't. But they don't know that, but I know it, and this guilt is causing me to feel like a friggin' imposter out there. It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible when everyone thinks you're a certain way and they actually think you're good. They think you're great. It's not like there's some troll online. They think you are great. You think that make you feel amazing, right? But you're like, what if I don't live up to their standard? They see me this way, but I'm, you know, and I've got a good poker face, but it's hard to keep all these plates spinning in this busy world that's competing for attention. There's a lot of guilt there, a lot of guilt for others, for yourself, imposter syndrome. Also shame. Where does the shame come from? Well, it's like, you know what? In my experience, people that come to me that binge drink, they aren't teenage girls. They're just going out, experimenting with alcohol. It's successful women, like I said, between 27 and 57, that are very successful. They're not binge drinking with their friends. They're generally binge drinking alone. They come home from work, stressed, overwhelmed, whether they want to admit it or not. And it's that they need to have that demarcation point between work and home, on and off. And they don't know how to switch off. They don't know how to switch off work, or perhaps their family. There's the guilt of, oh God, I need to switch off from my family. I'm supposed to be a loving mother, wife, fiance, girlfriend. Oh, I must be a terrible person if I need to switch off. No, you're a human being. That's what that's called, right? But the guilt is still there. And you can have someone telling you it's okay to have time for yourself. They can tell you that over and over again. But if you don't release that trauma that's inside, and remember, trauma, a big word, it could be something very big, like an attack, like somebody died, like you were bullied, like an accident. And it could be something smaller, like, hey, when I was a teenager, my friend left to go to another school and we stopped being friends. Right? Could be anything from big to small. And as a teenager, that's a pretty big thing, but I appreciate it as a grown-ass woman, that might not be a huge thing now. As an impressionable mind that's malleable, it was big at the time. So a lot of the shame comes from, I'm going to drink, and I'm going to binge drink, and I'm going to do it alone when no one else is around, because they see me a certain way. There's a mask here, and it's a mask for them to see me, but it's a mask for me to see myself, because I don't want to see myself as being vulnerable. I think of myself being a go-getter, being in control of everything. Can't not be in control, because if there's this area that I'm not in control over here, I'm going to become obsessed with it, and that whole facade of being in control of everything, that house of cards just falls down. I told you something in an earlier video about being in control. I want to do a little experiment. If it's safe for you to do this now. So if you're not driving, you're not operating heavy machinery, if it's safe for you to close your eyes, I'm going to ask you to do that. If it's not, pause this video and come back when it is safe for you to close your eyes. And we're back. So I'm assuming it is safe for you to close your eyes. If it is, right, I know control is important to you, and it's very important for you to be in control. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask in a moment that you close your eyes, and I just want you to be in control of your mind and not think of anything for 60 seconds. Nothing, no thought at all. Just no thought at all. Just for 60 seconds, I want you to clear your mind and not think of anything. I'm going to go quiet for a bit when we start, but I'm still here, and I'll tell you when the 60 seconds is up. All right? So no thought, no nothing, just control is really important to you. I appreciate you're in control of a lot of areas of your life. You should be in a safe environment now. You shouldn't be doing this in a busy area. Certainly not if you're driving or operating heavy machinery. You should be in a quiet area where there's no distractions going on around you. If you're in that area, go ahead, close your eyes and clear your mind for the next 60 seconds starting now. And open your eyes. I had mercy on you. That wasn't 60 seconds. That was about 30 seconds. Honestly, how many thoughts did you just have? And yes, even the thought of, oh, I'm going to quiet my mind as you're doing this is a thought. Is my mind quiet? Is a thought. What am I going to have for dinner after this? Is a thought. What time do I need to be up tomorrow morning? Is a thought. Is Luke looking at me still, or looking through the camera as my eyes are closed? Is his eyes open? Is a thought. All right? How many thoughts did you have? I imagine that you had many thoughts in that time. And even if you were some Buddhist monk who had many years of training, you probably still had at least one or two thoughts. And that was only 30 seconds, right? So again, You were asked to clear your mind in a safe environment for 60 seconds. We went to 30. I had mercy on you, and you couldn't quiet your mind completely for 30 seconds. Okay? And that's just set you up there, by the way. I set you up. Hardly anyone can. Right? It's difficult for me to do as well. I know Buddhist monks that have been studying Buddhism, that have been living in temples or caves, that can't even really do it. They're practicing every day, their whole day, for 25 years. They're a lot better than me and probably you, but they can't completely clear their mind. Why did I ask you to do that? I asked you to do that because it's a bit sneaky. I wanted to show you that control is an illusion. You can't even control your own mind to quiet it down in a safe environment without other thoughts wandering in and wandering out. This is not because there's something wrong with you, by the way. It means you're alive, that you're working, that you're operating well. It's good that your mind keeps working, because if it didn't, you'd be dead, and that would be a bad thing. However, I know that control is a big thing for you, all right? And I do that to show if you can't even control your mind, and neither can I, although I'm pretty good at it, you're not in control of any area of your life. So this obsession, this perfection that I need to be in control, you're not in control of anything, because you can't even control your mind for 30 seconds and to quiet it. But you're just like everyone else, because most people I've met can't do it, because there's always a thought that wanders in and wanders out. So this thing about wanting to be in control of your life, all right, it's about letting that control go, because when you let that control go, a weird thing happens. Right? And that weird thing happens is not like, oh my God, my life goes up the shitter. No, the weird thing happens when you let go of control and the obsession of control. You start to have more control. It's like it's a crazy phenomenon. But as soon as you're obsessed about controlling everything, you start to self-sabotage. I bet that's something you're really good at as well, right? It's almost like I know you. But when you let go of the need to control everything, you start to have more control of your mind, of your body, of your emotions, of your behaviors out there, all right? So this, going back to shame, right? You have this shame, oh God, you know, I've got a drink to let me, because I'm in control of everything, and this is my one area, and I just drink when no one else is around. Now I wake up tomorrow and I feel great shame, and people put me on a pedestal and they think I'm perfect, but I'm not perfect, because I'm a binge drinker, but I can't tell them that, because I can't even really admit it to myself. Oh, and I have all this shame. It goes hand in hand with the guilt, with the binge drinker, okay? And you can talk about it to a therapist, you can journal it, you can do yoga classes, you can meditate, you can do your OMs. These are all lovely, beautiful things. You can go to a spa and they massage you, and I recommend it. It's lovely. But your problem ain't going anywhere. You might feel good for an hour or two, heck, maybe a day, but your problem's still going to be there tomorrow, because nothing's been done to remove it. You can't meditate it away, okay? The hypnotist can't just read scripts for you for binge drinking to make it go away. You can't just talk about it and it goes away, because you would have talked about it and it would be gone by now, and it hasn't. You can't just listen to the bilingual beats or the meditation or the hypnotic recording on YouTube 8 hours while you sleep in the background. It promises this, right? It's free and it's 8 hours, so that should be a tip that it probably won't work, but right? No. It takes some active work. It takes you being an active participant in your salvation to release this once and for all, okay? So the binge drinking, the problem's never the problem. As a change worker, as a clinical hypnotist, hypnotherapist, for 25 years now, this is my 25th year, the binge drinking is just the symptom. Just a symptom, it's not the problem. It's the shame, it's the guilt, it's the underlining mind viruses, the limiting decisions. I have to be perfect. Imposter syndrome. Oh, you know, I don't think I'm as good as everyone thinks I am. I need to be perfect, the perfection mindset. I've got to have everything right because I'm being judged. All of these and many others, things that you're not even aware of, and I'm not even aware of them yet because I haven't had this chat with your unconscious mind, is what's holding the behavior of binge drinking in place. Now, the kind of work that I do and why it's successful is I'm not interested in charging you hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not interested in dragging this out for months, years, like some of my clients have been going to therapy. Good Lord. My goal is to help you to find that linchpin that when you pull it out, that whole structure that's held up your binge drinking, the shame, the guilt, the imposter syndrome, the self-sabotage patterns, the traumas that you've accumulated, even though they may seem completely unrelated to this problem, once they're healed, the binge drinking just disappears because you don't need to do it anymore. My job is, when I work with people, is to find out what that is rapidly, a bit like a sniper, a bit like a missile that locks on to whatever that problem is rapidly, and then in the most lovely way possible blows it up once and for all so it can never hurt you. It doesn't take years. It doesn't take hundreds of hours. Bloody hell, I ain't got the patience for that. All right? And it doesn't take, oh my God, I'm going to have it once an alcoholic, once a binge drinker, all a binge drinker. That's just shitty labels and beliefs. Once you have the right tools, okay, and the right understandings, you can do it. And by the way, you don't need me. You can do this on your own, by the way. Just so you know that. However, it's going to probably take you quite a while to do it on your own, because I've spent 25 years doing this, and it took me hundreds of grand to get up to this level of education of doing it. So you can do it on your own. However, it's going to take you a heck of a lot of hours of studying it, okay, and not studying it from AA and stuff, because their success rates are horrible. We talked about that in an early video. So if you don't have years to figure this out, right, and you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure this out, to go to rehab, that's where I come in to help you overcome this once and for all rapidly, like the thousands of clients I've helped over the last 25 years. But we'll get into that and kind of how specifically I work, because I'm not just a hypnotist, although that is one of the modalities I use. But we'll get into that on a later video. Tomorrow's video is random triggers that cause you to binge drink. What are some of your random triggers that out of nowhere, this thing trigger, when I see this, when I do this, when I watch this, when I hear this, when I feel this, then I start binge drinking. We're going to get into that tomorrow. So look into your inbox, same time, same place, same channel. I've been Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and change worker and creator of the Binge Drinking Rapid Reboot program. Always believe